Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Iman Monet. In this video, we are going to be talking about antidepressants. If they work, how they work, the good, the bad, the ugly, the hair loss. We are going to be talking about antidepressants in this video, how they work for me, if they'll work for you, if you think you need them. I'm just going to go into all of that in this video. You don't want to miss it. Just stay tuned if you want to know about my experience with taking antidepressants. Watching my videos, you know that I have been talking about my depression story, my situations with anxiety, how I dealt with that, how I got to the point where I am now. I've been talking about all of those things in my videos. This specific video is going to be talking about antidepressants. I'm going to go back to where I first started taking antidepressants. So in one of my previous videos, I talked about when I was in the psych unit, the behavioral unit at the hospital, when I was there for a week. That was my very first time ever taking antidepressants. I had never taken them before, didn't really know anything about them, so I was all learning this at the same time when I started taking them while I was in the behavioral unit. Now, at that time, I had already attempted suicide, so at this point, I really didn't have a choice if I was going to be on them or not. The doctor pretty much said, you know, you're going to be on antidepressants, this is what you're going to take. So after I met with the psychiatrist and everything like that, talked to him, he basically decided that he was going to put me on Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin is an antidepressant that I was taking at that time. He had me on a very, very low dosage because I had never taken it before. So he was giving me, like, it was like once, I believe it was once a day, a very low dosage. I'm not exactly sure of the exact dose, but it was a very low dosage. And he started me that on Wednesday. I had been there from Sunday night until Friday. So he started me on those at like Wednesday, I want to say. I was doing it once a day. Thursday, I didn't get to see the doctor that morning, Thursday. And I remember one of the nurses had came to me and she was just like, you know, the doctor upped your dosage. You know, the doctor upped your dosage. You're going to be taking, you know, this amount for, you know, the remainder of the stay while you're here. And so I remember the nurse was telling me that, and I was just like, well, you know, he didn't say anything to me about, you know, changing my dosage. Like he didn't say anything to me, so I would prefer to talk to him first, you know, before I just take it, because, you know, he didn't mention anything to me about changing my dosage or upping my dosage. Because at first I was taking like this little, it was like a little, I want to say it was like a little white pill that I was taking. It was white. And then what she was trying to give to me, it was like green. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know. I don't know anything about antidepressants. I don't know anything about any of this. And so she was coming to me and saying, he's up your dosage. You know, I was supposed to take 2 a day with a higher dose. And then this pill she was giving me was like green. And I'm like, I'd rather talk to the doctor first, because I'm not just going to take whatever you say, you know, just take this, the doctor said. So I explained that to her. I was like, no, I'd rather speak to the doctor first. Mind you, the next day, I come back. The doctor is talking to me. He was like, well, the nurse told me that you refused to take the medicine. And I said, she told you what? I said, no, I didn't refuse to take the medicine. I said I had not spoken to you. You didn't say anything to me about, you know, the dosage change. So I didn't know anything about that. So I said I wanted to speak to you first before I just, you know, up my dose. I would rather speak to you first. And then he was like, okay. Yeah, okay, I understand now. The nurse was telling me that you declined to take it, that you were refusing to take the medicine. And I was trying to figure out why you were refusing to take it. And I was like, no, I was never refusing. I was just needed to speak to you and hear what you had to say about changing it, because I never knew anything about changing anything. So whatever. So he talked to me, and so I upped my dosage. I was taking like 2 Wellbutrin a day. I forget the milligrams. I'm not sure the milligrams, but he upped me to 2 a day, and it was like a higher milligram or whatever. So that was Friday. Friday was also the day where I ended up leaving. So I left the psych ward that day as well. So he upped my dosage, taking like 2 a day now. So at this point, this is like, I'm starting to, like, this is like my 3rd day on it. I'm starting to feel the symptoms. I'm starting to get some of feeling the symptoms. Now, since this is my first time on antidepressants, I didn't really know what to expect. I really didn't know how it was going to work. And so I'm taking this, and when I say, like, it felt so weird. Like, the symptoms, when you take the Wellbutrin, the symptoms last, they say, from 1 to 2 weeks, you'll feel like the first onset of symptoms of taking that medication as your body adjusts to it. So like the first 1 to 2 weeks on taking it, I felt really weird. Like, one of the symptoms for it was headaches. So I would have really bad headaches. I know the first, like that Friday when he upped my dosage, I remember leaving the ward, and like on the ride home, like it felt like I could feel like my thoughts. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it felt like I could feel my thoughts. Like, I felt like somebody was like going like this on my forehead. Like, I could feel everything I'm thinking. It was just like, I felt like somebody was doing this. Tap, 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 like tapping on my head. Like that, I don't know how to really explain it, but that's what it felt like somebody was going like this. So that was like the first day, and I'm just like, okay. And like the whole situation, from the suicide attempt to the hospitalization, all of that is like all during the same time frame. So I'm just taking this new medication, my body's feeling all weird, so it's just a lot of things going on. And so that was like that Friday. And then another symptom of it, along with the headaches, was insomnia. So like that first week, I could not sleep. I was up all night. I could not sleep. Insomnia was a symptom. And I'm like, when you know I have anxiety and you know I'm suffering with depression, you give me a medication that makes me have insomnia. I don't know. I didn't get that. But I couldn't sleep, like, probably, like, the whole first week. I could not sleep. I was up all night. Like, up. I was up. I couldn't sleep. I had insomnia. Along with the insomnia was light sensitivity. That was the worst thing for me. The light sensitivity on the Wellbutrin was pretty much like the worst side effect for me. Like, that was so bad. Like, when I would get in the car, I would have to put sunglasses on. Sometimes it was so bad I would have to wear sunglasses in my own house to watch TV. Like, watching the TV hurt my eyes. I would have to put sunglasses on to watch television. So it was like my parents come downstairs and I'm on the couch with sunglasses on. With sunglasses on, because like it hurt my eyes so bad. Like, the light sensitivity was really bad. Like, when I would get in the car, I remember one time in the car, like, it was so sunny. I've had 2 pairs of sunglasses on. I had two pair of shades on, like 1 and 2, like unstacked on top of each other, because the sun was so bad. It would make my head hurt so bad. Like, it was really bad. That was the light sensitivity. And so I dealt with that like the first 2 weeks, because they're saying, you know, you're gonna have to feel like these symptoms. This is like the first onset of symptoms, so like I'm giving it a chance to do what it's got to do. But along the way, like, it was very, very difficult. I took that for like, let's say like the 2 weeks, and then remember, after I went to the psych ward, I had to go to this PHP program, which is partial hospitalization program. So I was there throughout the day, from like the morning to like afternoon. I was there, basically like a day program for me to stay occupied after, you know, this big traumatic event happened in my life. So I was in this partial hospitalization program, and so that's when I really got to learn a lot about antidepressants. There was like a nurse practitioner there who basically talked to us about SSRIs, serotonin inhibitors, and things like that, and how exactly that the antidepressant works in your body, how it connects the different synapses, and how it makes all the different connections in your brain, basically. And she did a good job of explaining all of that to us, and basically how the antidepressants would work. So that was very helpful to me while I was in that PHP program, because I had never taken it before. And like almost everybody else that was in there, this is like their 4th, 3rd, 2nd time taking antidepressants, so they already knew about it. They knew the different terms and the different ones, and what's for this and what's for that. And I was really just learning, so I was just soaking up in all that information. And so this was like the week, pretty much like the week after I had just started taking it. So I'm still having these different symptoms. Now, mind you, when you're taking antidepressants, you won't really notice a difference in your actual mood and behavior. That's going to come in at about 6 to 8 weeks from when you take it. Yeah, that's a long time. So you starting me this weeks ago, I won't start to notice a feeling in my overall mood, improvement in my mood about till 6 to 8 weeks. That's a while. And so I remember going through, while I was in the ward and while I was in the PHP program, you would have to talk to, these counselors and these therapists, and then they're just like, how is the antidepressant working for you? How is it working for you? And I remember just constantly saying over and over again, because mind you, this is like on my second week taking it. Like I really just started. And they were just asking me like, how are you feeling? Do you feel any better? Is the antidepressant working for you? And then I just remember being like, no, I don't feel any different. I don't feel any better. I literally feel the same. And I'm like, I'm giving it a chance to work. I'm like, I don't really like it. I don't really feel like it's doing much of anything. I pretty much feel the same. No, there was no improvement in my mood. I was literally like, felt the same. So I'm telling them like, no, I don't really feel that much different. But they're like, okay, well, just keep working at it. And then at the time, like that second week, I still wasn't on a complete adult dosage of it. I was still like on a lower dosage. So after the PHP program, I think on my last day, my PHP program, that's when the nurse practitioner there, she gave me like the adult dosage, like what I should really be on, because they're like working me up to my correct milligrams. So like by the time that I left the program, she upped my dosage, so I'm the real full dosage, because of course they're working me up my way up there because I had never been on it before. So once I left the PHP program, I was still giving it a chance. I'm like, okay, they said 1 to 2 weeks. I'm almost at that 1 to 2 week mark, okay? So the symptoms should start to be weaning off. The symptoms should start to be coming off now. And so I was still giving it a chance, doing what they told me to do. They're the doctors, so let me just, follow what they're saying. So I was taking it, and I was still having these symptoms. So one of the symptoms for me that I'm going to talk about in this video, during this time, like while I was in the hospitalization program, and while I was in the behavioral unit, I had my hair, it was in a sew-in, so it was sewed up, and it was in a protective style. So I really wasn't dealing with my hair like that. After I came out of the program and everything like that, I went to go get my hair done, and I was wearing my real hair out. I was wearing my natural hair out. And so that's when I started to notice another symptom, hair loss. I had very, very significant hair loss while I was on the Wellbutrin. It got so bad to the point where I could just run my hands through my hair like this. I could go like this, and I would have like strands of hair coming out, like going like this, and it would be strands. And if I kept doing it, it would keep coming out. I would brush my hair, and it would just be falling in the sink. Like strands and strands of hair was coming out like every single day. And I'm like, okay, this is not normal. This is not normal, because and I knew it wasn't breakage, because it wasn't breaking off. It wasn't like breaking off at the ends. It wasn't like popping off at the ends. It coming out all the way from the root to the very bottom of the hair. Like you could see like the follicle of the hair. It was coming out from the very top all the way to the bottom. Like the whole strand of hair was coming out, like when I would brush my hair. And so like at this point, I'm like, I don't want to take this medicine no more. Like I'm done with this medicine. I don't think it's working. It ain't working. I don't feel improvements yet. Because mind you, 6 to 8 weeks is when you're gonna feel it. I'm like, I don't feel no improvements. My head is hurting. My eyes is burning. My hair is coming out. I don't want to take this no more. So my hair is coming out, and I remember after I left the PHP program, I didn't see another psychiatrist. I had to set an appointment, but he didn't have anything. It was like a month and a half until I had another appointment to meet with a doctor that, can prescribe me pills and that I can tell him about my symptoms. It was like a month and a half. So the nurse that prescribed me the adult dosage, she gave me enough of this medication to last until my next appointment with the doctor to talk about him with the medication. And, that was my next time to pretty much say like how the medication, the antidepressant, is working for me. And so during this whole time I'm taking it, but I'm still dealing with these symptoms, and I don't have another psychiatrist to go to. Every place that I've called was booked. by this time, I'm slowly starting to feel an improvement in my mood. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of feeling better. I'm feeling a little bit lighter. Things are a little bit better for me. I met with the doctor, and then that's when I started to tell him, like, no, I'm having this, I'm having headaches, I'm having the light sensitivity. And he was like, okay, well, since you're having all of this, maybe we should, put you on a different medication. Let's try to put you on a different medication. So he switched me from the Wellbutrin to the Prozac. So I was taking Wellbutrin at first, and then he switched me over to Prozac. I was like, and like the worst part about it, because the worst symptom for me was the hair loss. Like, that's when I was like, okay, I'm off of this stuff. So I was telling him that I was having hair loss. I'm like globs of my hair is coming out. He was like, I just remember him. He was like, I'm looking down. He was like, that's not a symptom of the Wellbutrin. That's not a normal symptom of the Wellbutrin. And I was like, well, my hair before this, when my hair was not coming out, then I started taking it, then my hair was coming out. So it's only one change. Before, my hair was not coming out. I'm taking it, now my hair is coming out. So it's coming out. So he was like, okay, so you're having all these bad symptoms. Let's go ahead and switch you over to the Prozac. And I remember at first I was like very apprehensive to switching. I was very nervous to switching because at first, like I said, I really had just started feeling like the effects. I started feeling the benefits of the Wellbutrin. My mood had started improving, but I was still having the very bad light sensitivity. It was my stomach. I was having very bad problems with my stomach. Like, I was having stomach cramps sometimes. And he was like, no, you don't have to do it. Let's go ahead and switch you over to the Prozac. And I was like, okay, cool. So I started taking the Prozac. And then, of course, the first week, I still had the symptoms. I felt those symptoms again. The insomnia again for that first week taking it. It wasn't 2 weeks like the other one, but I had some of that insomnia, and I was still having some headaches when I switched over to the Prozac. But after that, I was doing good. Like, the Prozac really, really worked for me. That was so much better for me. My hair wasn't coming out as bad. It was still coming out, but it wasn't as bad as it was on the Wellbutrin. And so, like, it was doing better for that. I didn't have the headaches as bad anymore. I didn't have the light sensitivity at all. Completely went away. My eyes weren't hurting anymore. So when I was taking the Prozac, it was much, much better for me. No insomnia, nothing like that. So that was really good. I really started feeling the improvement in my mood. Like, everything felt like so much better. I was like a lot more easygoing. Like, the Prozac, it basically, what it does, in my opinion, in relationship to my anxiety, it kind of slows my thoughts. Like, it slows my thought process, it slows my thinking. Like, it just helps me able to process things easier. Like, and then I was just really just not as emotional. Like, everything didn't like tick me off. I wasn't like ticking at the click of a bomb. I wasn't crying over everything. Like, it just put everything kind of in balance. It made those different connections and kind of made me feel more in balance with everything. So that was a very, very big thing for the Prozac. So that really did work for me, and I was so glad that I was able to take the antidepressants. I'm going to show you guys I still have all the bottles of everything that I took. So I made sure I kept them because I wanted to make a video like this. So I made sure I kept all the bottles of the antidepressants that I took. So I'm going to show you everything that I have. So I have them in this bag. I hope you guys can see. Can you guys see this? So, all right. So here is all the different medications that I took. I kept all the bottles. Each bottle pretty much will represent basically about a 30-day supply. So each bottle is approximately about a month's worth of medication. So here is the right here is the Wellbutrin that I took. These are the Wellbutrin bottles that I took. And then over here, the smaller bottles, it looks like I actually still have some in here because I didn't finish this complete dosage. By the time I got to this one, I was already done taking that medication. And then here are all the Prozacs right here. So these are the Prozacs, the smaller bottles, and then this was the Wellbutrin that I was taking. So here is everything. This is 1, 2, 3. Wait, no, this doesn't count because this is what they gave me for like iron, because my iron was low, so that don't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bottles. So basically, I was on the antidepressants for approximately about 7 months. You can't really count this one because this one still has some in it, so not even a full 7 months. And this one still has a little bit in it because this was the Wellbutrin, and then I end up switching over to the Prozac. So almost basically about 6 to 7 months I was taking the antidepressants. Yeah, so I was on the antidepressants for about 6 to 7 months. I was being, monitored by a psychiatrist. He was guiding me through the process. And then once I got to the point where I really did feel better, and I was telling him, I really think, I can go ahead and come off the medication. I'm doing a lot better. He helped me through the process of weaning me off of it. If you are wanting to wean off your antidepressants, make sure you, consult with a doctor who is, licensed in doing that can help you wean off. So he helped me to wean off the medication. And once I was off, and since this was almost a year ago now, and I haven't had to take them again. I've really been doing a lot better. Like, my mood and everything is so much better. I haven't dealt with the depression or anxiety anymore since then. So it really was a blessing that I was able to get on that medication, that they had medication that could help me during that time. So I'm so grateful for that, because I'm in such a much better place now. So I was very grateful that I was able to take that medication. It was a long 6 to 7 months, because I mean, you're overcoming, so you're getting over these things. You're strengthening your body, just like with any other disease. You're strengthening your body, trying to get back to your usual self. So it was a long 6-7 months, but once I got over it, I really haven't turned back since. So I'm so grateful for the doctors that strengthened me and helped me to get on the medication. I know 6 to 7 months is really not a lot when you're talking about antidepressants. Some people are on it for at least a year. And I remember my psychiatrist saying, well, no, I kind of want you on it for at least a year. But when I came back in December, I remember I was telling him, like, I'm feeling good. Like, I really don't feel like I need to take it anymore. I had made a lot of adjustments as well in my personal life, along with taking the medication. I made a lot of other adjustments in my personal life to help me. That helped me as well, along with the antidepressants. I didn't just depend on those solely. So there was a lot of other things that I implemented to help me. And then by December, came January 1st, I was off the medication. So, and I just remember telling him, and he was just saying, like, if you think you can do it, then you can do it. And then he said, I hope I don't want to see you again. He was like, I hope I don't see your face no more to take the medication. I was like, I hope I don't see you new. I hope y'all see. I hope I don't see you either. And then I haven't been back since, knock on wood. But no, I've been doing good. So it's really a blessing that I was able to take those antidepressants, and I feel so much better now. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, make sure you like this video, comment on this video, I will respond, and subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Share this on your social media. Thank you so much for the support, for supporting me on this channel. You guys, it's really so uplifting to see you guys comment and to see you guys basically respond to what I'm putting out. That's so inspirational to me. So thank you. In my next video, I want to do a question and answer video. I want my next video to be questions and answers. I want you guys to bring the questions and I'll bring the answers. I'm gonna put posts on my Instagram, and I'm gonna put posts on my Facebook, just so that I can give you guys a platform to ask me questions. Make sure you're sending questions to my DM. I'll tell you when to start asking. I'll put it uploaded on my Facebook and on my Instagram. So if you're not following me, make sure you follow me to get your questions answers. I'm gonna be answering whatever questions you ask. Whatever question you ask that I haven't, already answered in my videos. Even if I have, I'll go ahead and go over it again. Whatever you want to know. I went over a lot of things over these last few videos, so I want to make sure that I'm engaging my audience. So if you have a question, make sure that you ask, and just continue to be on the lookout for more videos from me. Thank you so much, you guys. Stay blessed.